What's up guys, welcome back here on my YouTube channel. Today guys, I'm going to show you the drive around Spa in wet conditions. So now guys, let's have a look and let's see which line you have to take in such wet conditions. So now, like and subscribe for more content like this really helps me. And now guys, let's have a look and enjoy. So now guys, for the first turn, I brake before the 1 meter board, and yeah, when I approach a turn, I try to avoid the racing line, because the racing line, there's a lot of rubber, and yeah, rubber and water is very slippery, so that's why I'm avoiding this line, because if I avoid this line, I have more grip and can brake lighter and yeah, also corner better. And well guys, and then for the exit, it's just very important that you will be back on power smoothly, so be smooth on the throttle so that you don't spin the car too much. And then for Rouge, you just want to make sure that you don't hit this curb there, because otherwise the risk of spinning out is very high, so try to avoid this. And I also would just want to say that you don't have to take this line if you don't use the full wet tires. So this is very important. If you drive the intermediate tires, you just can drive the normal racing line. And then also for this turn, as you can see, I'm using the beginning of this curb, then I'm braking in a straight line, downshift in the second gear, then try to use this curb a bit, not too much. And also, as you can see here, I'm just lifting off the throttle, let the car bit roll, and also try to find where the grip is. So I try to avoid the racing line, and also for this turn, just lift off the throttle, brake a bit if you need to, and then yeah, just try to not hit this curb. And then when you go back on power, really be careful. Also be careful with the curb, because curbs, you have to avoid the curbs, because every curb is very slippery. And then for this downhill section, you want to brake before the beginning of the curb, brake in a straight line, and then you really want to use the brake a bit. Then yeah, just try to find the grip with the throttle. As you can see, I'm playing a bit with the throttle, just trying to find the grip. This is why I'm holding the power a bit, but not too much, because it's so very easy to lose the car there. And then for the next turn, I use this gate as a reference. I would recommend you to brake a bit more, because as you can see, I was driving a bit too deep in the turn. Luckily I was finding the grip, so I was not crashing into the wall, but it still could be better. And then for the next turn, you also want to brake, I think, at the 50 meter board. So actually at this point you want to brake in a straight line a bit. Again, try to avoid this curb there, and especially for this section you want to be very careful with the throttle. As you can see, I'm staying in the fourth gear, and then I'm trying to avoid this curb. Unfortunately, I was hitting the curb a bit, but it was okay. And then especially when you go back on power here, it's very easy to lose the car there, so be smooth back on power. This is very important. And then also for this section, as you can see, I'm braking in the middle of the turn, of the road, and trying not to hit the racing line. Also for this part of the track is very important, because here you can really lose a lot of time or really win a lot of time. So make sure that you avoid the racing line. Try to really find a line where you don't spin the car too much or get too much oversteer moments. This is very important, because if you slide too much or have too much oversteer moments, you really can lose a lot of time, and especially speed, and speed, it costs time. And also for this turn, make sure that you brake before curb. And yeah, as you can see, just waiting a bit, let the car bit relax, try to find the grip. And I'm not completely back on power, because for this turn you want to lift off the throttle, because especially at this point you really want to make sure that you be careful, because it's very easy to lose the car there, because there's almost no grip, because you can't really avoid the racing line there. And yeah, this is why it's so tricky. Then you don't want to do the same thing like I was doing. I was riding the curb way too much, but I have to, because I was feeling on the steering wheel that if I turn too much, I would spin. And also this turn, you definitely want to avoid this curb there, because well, it can easily spin you out. And then for the chicane, as you can see, I'm all the way to the right side, braking at the 150 meter bar, braking a straight line, downshift into first gear. Then also try to brake not too much, so don't try brake don't try brake like you would do in dry conditions. Then as you can see here, also again here, be back on power smoothly and try to avoid too much wheel spin. Unfortunately, I was getting a bit of wheel spin, but well, this is how you should do it, guys. I'm going to show you a lap again. Enjoy. So now guys, this is the end of this track guide. I really hope you was able to learn something out of this. See you next time guys, good luck for your quick lap and see you on the track. Bye bye.